I gotta freestyle every day if I want.
Yeah. Okay. So like,
Right.
when me and Min first started freestyling,
Yeah.
we'd be like almost daily, and it took so long before you could even get like a second line. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just
Stuck on that one line for the longest time.
It honestly takes a lot of practice. Like you can't just be like automatically good unless you're just kind of gifted. But
Yeah.
I'm like not that good at it, but it's like you definitely get better at
If
it.
you put it in the elbow grease,
Yeah.
you'll see the difference.
So you kind of get like a database of rhymes.
Should we get the audio recording for the actual podcast?
Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready for this?
Oh,
Y'all ready for this?
y'all ain't ready for this.
Like a fucking space jam. Y'all ready for this?
You know they're coming with a sequel film?
Really?
Yeah.
Is Michael Jordan gonna be in it?
No, you recording right now?
Huh?
Is it?
It's recording.
Okay.
It's been recording since the Cyphers. And
Okay.
before
Cool.
that.
Cool.
What the hell was that?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we're live. Welcome to the Flow Bros podcast. This is episode 4.
Episode
we're now.
In the midst of the global quarantine known as COVID-19.
It's been a rough ride, man.
I'm your host, Brandon T. This is
Min
my
M.
co-host.
Co-host Min M.
And another co-host, Rory.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I said my last name as the initial there.
Yeah, I mean, I was just following Brandon's lead, so I'm like, hey, okay, I guess,
We're still perfecting this.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. All right,
ladies
so
and gentlemen.
wow. Yeah.
So wait, guys, when was it last that we all met up for the previous episode? It was like March 12th, 13th,
Was it?
11th.
Sounds about.
It was a
something like
weekend
that.
time, right? But around
Yeah.
that range.
It would have been the 14th, I
Okay,
think.
March
yeah.
14th. So what day is it now today?
Is now today, May the 16th, 2020.
So that's like 2 months.
So it's been 2 months then.
That has been 2 months. It's been wild, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 months of washing my hands every freaking.
Yeah.
So you
15
didn't wash your
minutes.
hands before?
Sorry? Oh no, not really.
Oh shit!
At least it's honest.
Yeah.
It's surprising when you're washing your hands, you're like, man, this is 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Yo. Yeah.
Oh, dude, like my skin was like falling apart for a bit there. Like it's just
Yeah.
getting used to it.
You know what the trick is that you don't want scalding hot water.
Right.
Just above lukewarm
Yeah.
to warm, but it doesn't have to be hot. It's because what's happening is that like if you wash your hands so many times, I experienced this when I was working in the kitchen, that the soaps will start pulling away the essential oils from your
Yeah.
skin, and it dries the crap out of them. And
Well,
like,
I mean,
they
like,
start cracking,
theoretically,
like-
wouldn't washing your hands also possibly kill some of your skin cells?
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I see
the soap and water is what's like destroying the
we're
cells
not killing
and the
it, like,
bacteria.
but it's removing any dead skin cells. I imagine.
Well, from my
right?
understanding is that like because like soap is a what do you call it? Like a I
Are you
guess like a
saying that-
degreaser, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it'll separate the fat from the cell.
Hmm.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
and you're saying that there's a mechanical action going in on there.
Yeah,
When
it's
the
a-
soap hits your own
Like
cells.
so when you have like a virus or bacteria on your hands and you wash it with soap and water, you're actually like tearing apart
yeah,
the cells.
it's being like
Because the
broken
soap
apart, yeah.
soap and the water is so you theoretically just you could be killing your skin cells as well doing that.
I think you're like I'm no like,
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
neither,
a
by any
scientist,
means.
but like that makes sense. But I think your skin is also designed to be resistant
Oh,
in its
yeah,
purpose,
yeah,
right?
that's-
It's supposed to
yeah.
act as a barrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean no, that makes sense. It's like if you washed your hands, like that makes total sense.
And like antibacteria and like that's isopropyl, right? Like it's I don't know.
Were you guys having issues with hand sanitizer? I was finding that because was using it so often that I was getting like almost like rashes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That makes sense. Well, that's because the alcohol is like probably drying the
Yeah.
heck out of your skin.
Like just at
right?
work, like I'll clean things with isopropyl.
Yeah.
And you should definitely wear gloves, but sometimes I don't. And like the cubicles,
Yeah.
like you can see
cuticles,
mine,
yeah.
like they've shrunk back.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
That's not good.
It just totally dries out your skin. It's terrible. And I've heard that it can actually like leach in through your skin into your like organs.
Are you using any
I try to use gloves now.
hand
but,
moisturizer?
like sometimes.
For you,
Hey,
Brandon?
yeah, I use lotion. Yeah. But yo, do you guys at your shop ever use You know that abrasive soap that has like sand in it or whatever?
Oh,
I love that shit.
I actually kind of
man.
like
That
it
shit is
too.
so
Yeah.
good.
So I'm like, yo, I know my shit's clean now.
Like, I'd use that like when I was like a fabricator because your hands get pretty.
Right.
Oily and greasy. and all
Yeah,
that?
exactly. That just takes grease right off. Like
Yeah.
that. I forget what you call it.
Uh,
It's like orange something.
yeah,
But yeah, that stuff's.
I
dope.
remember that. I can't remember the name though.
62 days between the 2 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah. Guys, so
A lot has changed in
Let's
those
be
62
honest
days.
here to the audience. We had intended on doing remote Zoom episodes
With every intention.
with intention.
Yeah.
Clearly, as you can see, they have not transpired.
It did not materialize.
It waited until us feeling it was okay again to meet up
Yeah.
to actually do another show.
And it's still kind
And-
of a gray area right
And that
now.
all rests squarely on we're just a bunch of lazy motherfucking fucks.
Yeah, let's be honest, folks.
Yeah.
As soon as
Just gonna
I
call
got
ourselves
home,
up for that.
it was game over.
Hey man, like, when you have the right to be home for so long, then
Oh, it was so good. It was so
Just-
good.
yeah.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I miss it.
it's I fucking love it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
I almost needed it, you know, because
I
I have
agree.
that new puppy, and it's just
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
lot
Yeah.
easier like going to work. I'm the only one there, and like customers don't come into the building, you know. So
You don't have to deal with the
Yeah.
totally.
So it's been kind of nice, but and also traffic. There's been no traffic,
Dude,
Yeah, that is nice.
and now it's starting to pick
Yeah.
back up again. But for a while there, it was dream.
this
man.
last week, that's like especially on this Monday,
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
it really like it almost felt normal.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's been a couple times to drive home, and it's like, oh shit, like it's like getting
Back to
back
this,
to, like
yeah.
the daily grind, man.
Oh man.
I do hope that like with how society has seen that like some portions of the economy can still be very functional
Yeah,
in this state, that like less people will be on the road. Like if
Yeah.
that could be like a state that we keep carrying forward post Corona,
yeah.
that'd be fantastic.
Well, and you know, like people working from home, like if they're able to show that they're productive, then you know what's really wrong with that, right? Like it doesn't need to be a loss to the company,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah,
I wonder, like, I mean, this is super hypothetical, but like, as the global community emerges from COVID-19, and depending on just how like the zeitgeist of a specific nation is, if they take to these transformations in their lifestyle, right, to
Mhm.
heart, and they bring it forward with them. Wait, I gotta speak closer to the mic. Sorry. Okay, so as we emerge from Corona, with all the positives that you can take from the situation, because there are, you know,
Mhm.
like remote working, will there be a discrepancy between economies that are able to adapt and go with that flow versus economies like, let's say, the States, for example, right?
Yeah.
Where I would predict that they're unlikely to keep a lot of the things that are going on now post-corona. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have that setup, right?
yeah, it's yeah,
And like, will you see a change in like economies? Like there's a
Mm.
post-corona growth that's attributed to just the transformations in how their economies function. In regard to like, I guess like service sector, and like in your case also like manufacturing and like. But I mean, but again, I guess again this is all hypothetical. We probably won't see any data on that like a decade plus,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like there's a big timeline. But I
Mhm.
just thought about that just now.
Something relating to that, like a lot of the restaurants are gonna have a lot of problems. Like
Yeah.
counting the fact that the restaurants that remain and survived the shutdowns, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a lot of
Yeah,
closures
oh,
now,
yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
now the ones that remain have to follow new guidelines in order to
Yeah.
stay open. Not only that, they have reduced amount of max capacity, so which means less.
yeah. I've heard like only like 25% occupancy or something.
Right,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to make far less profit, which means, does this mean all food items at the restaurant are going to skyrocket in price, making it a luxury, you know?
That. That's a good point.
experience?
Even
No,
during this,
I don't
No?
think so,
That's not-
no.
okay.
even during this period of, I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like I've noticed like food prices will go up a little bit, you know, like there's like less deals on stuff. I don't know.
Mm.
It's just my theory.
Is there
but-
going to be, is there a...
By food prices, you mean groceries or like
well,
takeout?
yeah, and maybe takeout too.
Hmm,
Okay, question for you guys.
sure.
Have you guys upped your intake of takeout during this period?
I wouldn't say so. It's probably about equal. Actually, no. Okay,
I'll be
I've definitely upped my like Tim Hortons intake in the morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why did you not go to Tim Hortons prior to
Oh, I
Corona?
did, but like
Is it just quieter now? Like
I'm like
easier
a
to get
lot less likely to go to the grocery store now.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Well, it's just like you go and then like you're harsh like trying to stay 6 feet apart from people, which is like nearly impossible sometimes, right? And then like the Save On I go to, they have all these directions that you have to go down the aisles, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just
You're like, I don't
it's
know
hectic, right? And sometimes you go and there's like a huge lineup.
Okay, wait. I might be misinterpreting something. Do you eat out as much as you did now versus then? In cooking, like, do you guys cook the same amount? Because I find that, like, in my household, like, we've cooked more than ever since this has begun.
It probably have cooked more, yeah.
And when I say we
not like a
cooked more, I
significant
really mean
change.
my roommates cooked more.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's my girlfriend. Like, I didn't do a whole lot of cooking.
Interesting.
But I did just go grocery shopping today. I had to get a bunch of stuff. I realized I've been training a lot more, so like I realized my calorie intake has to like match it.
Right.
I went to bed hungry last night. I was just
it's not a good.
Dude.
Woke up. I'm like, my delts were not the same size.
It's like,
as they were.
I've atrophied.
I have atrophied.
Honestly, this whole quarantine thing's actually been pretty good for me because having
like besides the
besides having to
the devastation that the virus has caused,
right?
On a personal
note, right? Sorry, let me clarify there, folks.
Yeah.
Because let me explain it, shall? One, it's broken my habitual spending habits because I'd buy a coffee every morning at McDonald's or Tim Hortons. I'd so frequent, like going through drive-thrus to McDonald's so often. But ever since I've been locked down, I've just been stuck in my room playing my video games. Haven't my spending has probably dropped over 90%.
Same here. Here.
I had to drop my spending just because I had not much money. I have like a mortgage to pay and all that shit. It's like,
oh yeah, dang.
But yeah, it's like
so adulting of you now.
I like just made it by.
Are we adulting?
You know what I mean? Like money wise.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't get any subsidies from the government. So
Oh okay.
Well, you didn't get laid off, right? That's what.
No.
But you got reduced hours though.
Yeah, like so, like in March and May, I had like probably, or sorry, the month of March, I had probably like half regular hours.
Yeah.
And then April, I had maybe like 3/4. And then now I'm like back on track. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been.
That's tough, man. Like that's a story similar to a lot of people around North America right now in the world.
But I'm glad that it wasn't worse. Like it could have been a lot worse. I was kind of expecting it to be worse. So, the fact that business has picked up and everything, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I feel like the economy here is spinning up slowly again. Like
oh, for sure. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
A lot of things like we're talking about the restaurant industry, like that's going to be a long time before it's back to normal, if it ever will be.
Right.
Entertainment.
I don't think it will be back to normal as we knew what normal was.
I think it will be. I mean, people are wanting to go out and eat. Like, I do think that like there's gonna be a weird period.
Yeah,
like,
because
once just because like a number of factors that in my head are like one, like the workers who were in that industry, they may not be available for work in that industry anymore, right? Because they might have moved on, they find like new skills, they up themselves. Another thing is any restaurants that didn't make it, like in survival, will be closed, right? And so there's just gonna be a smaller market. But people who have the means to will want to go out and eat.
Oh no, for sure.
And then the industry will, I think, as soon as all the social distancing rules are relaxed, I think the whole industry will be back. Like give it like a month and it'll be back at like it was nothing like.
But the question is, how long is it gonna take for those social distancing things to relax, right?
Probably like here in BC, I can see that being relaxed quicker than like I don't know, New York, right? Where like they're still having like a tough time and like.
But then it comes down to like culture more, like we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Americans would be more resistant to changing overall. Like that's just a theory, but so like maybe they would want to go back to normal quicker than us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can see that right now.
And New York is such like a how you describe it's such a busy city, right? And that's what it's known for, and that's what New Yorkers love, right?
Yeah.
So if they can't have that, then you know what I mean? Like So, and social distancing doesn't work in a city like New York. Like it's
social distancing isn't New York.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. Like maybe other places that don't have such a like a known identity.
You know that reminds me of? I read a headline the other day on how it was like some statement from some minister in Japan how like, guys, moving into this COVID-19 period, we're gonna have to maintain things such as wearing masks and not speaking on trains and trying to keep apart from each other while in public. I'm like, yo, Japan already does that.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Like people have been
that's
wearing
right.
masks for a while, just almost like a fashion statement.
I gotta admit, when I wear my all black mask, I do feel a little bit cooler.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually really worn a mask, but I was gonna like wear a mask and then wear a bandana over it, and then like a pair of like aviators.
Oh, this
I
guy's
never
going
did
too
it, but
far.
dude, I was dope with that.
As soon as you brought in the aviators, I'm sorry.
it's like cowboy style, man. But yeah, I never went there. I actually saw like this like young couple, and the one guy was wearing like an actual full blown gas mask.
Yeah.
It was definitely just for like a statement, but
Yeah.
That's
it's
pretty
just
funny.
interesting.
Just having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
exactly. What can you do, right? I don't know.
I wish people could just have fun with it. Like I know like that's a big ask sometimes, just because like
Yeah.
I don't know the emotional state of other people.
But you know,
But do that
saying that
instead of
doesn't
just-
have to make you insensitive.
Yeah, and then like you don't have to spew shit. You don't have to like, like you see some of those videos of people in like Michigan that are protesting, like in this case like the governor's stay at home like mandate, right? And they're just so combative and they're so like angry, and I'm just like, fuck, guy, like come on, just,
Yeah, fighting isn't gonna help the situation.
yeah, if I like. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
This
no,
can of
yeah.
worms. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been interesting, man.
But yeah, have fun with it. Yeah, get the gas mask out. Get the scuba gear out.
Get the
do whatever
hazmat
you want.
suit out. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like being in good spirits is really important in these times, because if you aren't, then I think you're so susceptible to, because you don't have your typical social outlets, right?
Right.
To safeguard against that.
Yeah.
You're so susceptible to like
Psychological damage.
just being a worse
Fatigue.
version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right,
And
like a
like-
miserable version of yourself.
And you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
obviously this is gonna affect, different people differently. Some people are more introvert, like myself. It's kind of like almost like just normal shit for me,
Right.
but other people that like need that kind of social aspect in their lives are gonna have a hard time with this.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
they probably are for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
you can't take that for granted. Like it's.
Isn't there statistics showing that like helplines for mental?
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
like overloaded,
Right.
and they're already like here in Canada. They're already low on, funds and stuff. So now
for
it's-
that. Yeah.
Right.
and now it's just impossible for them.
Big bummer. Wow, I thought we were gonna keep it light today, guys. With this
Well,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
At least we're talking about
current
something more,
current events and
I'm just
little
joking.
more
I'm
grounded.
joking.
Yeah.
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 Maybe it might confuse people if we go too far.
I wanted to say a joke earlier, but I didn't get a chance to shoot in. But I'm saying it now, so when Min edits this video later, when you were saying that quarantine's been really good to me, I just want you to have like a little inset image of the Steam hours for the games you've been playing, just like on the side in the corner there.
Nice. I'm gonna have to put that in there, for sure. I like that. Should we do a Reddit segment?
You guys want to do our Reddit segment? All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on in the world?
Oh yeah. Let's see what's up with the crazy world.
Anything besides coronavirus, or
Yeah.
So viewers
Depends.
and listeners, what we are doing here is that I am just opening up Reddit and I'm looking at our world news, and we're just looking at the headlines that are trending currently on our world news. Let's do it. All right.
All
The
right,
very
what do
first
we
thing
have?
I'm seeing right now is 41% of Americans say they won't buy products made in China, while 35% of Chinese say they won't buy American-made goods.
Oh. I got something relevant to say about this.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, so I recently asked for a quote for some face shields, right?
Yeah.
This is having to do with work and stuff. And it's coming from China.
Yeah.
And it's like 99 cents this face shield. It comes with like a headband and everything. So, okay, great. I'm like, give me a quote. I get the quote the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, looks all right. It was a quote for 500 if anyone, doesn't really matter. But here's the kicker. Shipping cost was 1,100 USD.
what?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
For a
I-
$500 order.
But I feel like
Yeah.
international freight shipping is so cheap.
that's what I mean. No, exactly.
Does it come through the States?
No,
or does
go-
it just come straight from China?
I think it comes straight from China.
Like if you're
I
into
think.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
or something.
DHL, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah,
That's
no, yeah, exactly.
insane.
And I think this has to do with some sort of like
kind of
trade
tariff?
war,
Yeah.
tariffs, trade war that China's setting in place. This is some
like,
like
medical
economical
goods.
warfare. Yeah.
What, dude? That's crazy. That
Because I've ordered things from China before, and it was not
Yeah, like
even-
so normally what would the freight do
yeah.
on that?
What would you expect?
masks are thin. It's extremely light. 500. It probably wouldn't even weigh that much. You could probably get it in like a single
Yeah,
carton or
it's
two cartons. Let's
500
say
face masks. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
like $100.
So wait,
200.
that's
Right.
the
So
price
it's
that
over
DHL
10
quoted you.
Yeah.
The DHL quoted you that price.
No, the company that I requested the quote.
Like the manufacturer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So did you guys end up
Oh
buying
no,
it?
I've just got it. I'm
That's
just as soon as
janky,
I saw
man.
that, I'm like, we can't. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause you're
I have a
paying-
budget to stay within, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow.
Well, and then think about how many businesses that'll hurt if that remains a constant.
not only here, but over in China too. Like, no one's gonna buy anything from them, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Your
like,
shipping cost is 10 times the cost.
It's a weird situation, man.
Yeah.
I do hate all the xenophobia that's kind of stemming from this. Why it gotta be like that?
Can we all just?
Why can't we
get
all just
along?
make shit and sell shit? And
That headline, by the way, folks.
why is it gonna be like you're making all this and we don't make anything?
It's like, fuck you, we ain't buy your shit.
Yeah, it's like, come
oh
on,
yeah,
like-
well, I'm gonna tax your shit.
So it comes down to there's always in different egos that are
Yeah.
in charge of shit, and I don't know.
It is egos, I think.
Yeah,
It is egos. That's the big reason why a lot of the way that things are shitty, and the way they are, is because of egos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like overinflated ones, hurt ones,
Insecurities.
yeah, insecurities,
For sure.
and then they
Egos-
get like amplified, through like
Yeah, through
position
war
and
and
power.
several
stuff.
thousand people, and like, and yeah, and like,
Yeah, and if you
if
actually
you
get
do,
down
like
to
national
the
identities, which sorry, and
no,
then-
so no, go ahead.
no.
I lost the topic.
It's like, no. You, my
No,
good
no,
sir.
no. You walk through the door, sir.
So the
I
ca-
will hold it open for you.
So you are my esteemed guest, kind
The real Canadian standoff.
Yeah.
Like when you're
It
at
is.
a four-way stop. You're like,
We had a verbal Canadian
Yeah.
standoff just now.
yeah. It's funny how those can actually turn into like actually getting pissed at each other. Like
Yeah.
fucking go, man. Like it's like
I just go. I just like,
Yeah,
I'll
sure,
take it.
yeah.
You know, it's like, all right.
man.
Next headline.
Next headline? Okay. That last headline, folks, by the way, was from Newsweek. Okay, so this one's from The Sun. I don't want to read it. But okay. The headline. Well, this headline, mind you, folks, is the title for the post title on Reddit. So I actually don't know if it's a headline from the actual news publication, but let me read it. Amazon ending hero pay in Canada, slashing hourly wages and cutting double overtime pay despite
Oh.
coronavirus outbreaks. Wow, dick move.
So
That
cost-cutting
didn't
measures?
last long.
that didn't last long at all.
What, like a month? They
Hasn't
had-
Bezos gained a fuckload of money
See, oh
in
man.
this intervening
Wait, did
time
they only
already?
have the hero pay because of COVID?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think that's
okay,
how it works.
okay.
Yeah.
Because it's they're essential workers essentially, and
Mm.
you can say they're risking their lives. So they.
I'm sure he makes enough of a profit to keep it on a little.
Well,
longer.
where's the loyalty to the people that have stuck on? And I don't know.
I mean, it's a corporation you're talking about.
Co-
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's
and that's
corporation.
the problem with
They don't give a
corporations.
fuck.
This isn't your small family business. This
Yeah,
is
You're just a number.
one of the greatest multinational corporations of our era.
Pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You always hear the
So
like on the radio.
so
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
the pay was granted in recognition of the hazardous conditions during the pandemic and equated to a $2 wage increase. $2, I'm assuming American $2, and double overtime pay.
Oh wow.
Okay, wow, that's pretty significant.
That's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the double overtime pay. I mean, I guess across the board for an organization like Amazon, $2 is a lot of money.
Oh,
If you
for
add it up,
sure.
but it's not like they can't afford it. But anyway, so was made an internal company memo obtained by Press Progress, and came in as a number of workers tested positive in warehouses across the country. They're ending it.
When? May 1st.
Oh, we are providing a final extension of the temporary program and double overtime pay through May 30th.
So last, okay. End of the month.
You know what bothered me? I was listening to
Wait, so no. Wait, I feel like this headline's a little clickbaity. If they're running it, it sounds more like
Wait, okay, say that again. How long are they running it for?
May 30th.
until May 30th, but it
Well,
doesn't
but
sound like
that's-
they're making a statement that's like saying that they're
That's a little clickbaity.
Well, but I mean, if they've only promised me 30.
Oh no, actually, there's wording. Okay, so this is from the internal memo. We're providing a final extension on the temporary 2 hours pay increase. Okay, so it does sound like they're ending it, and
so it essentially lasted what, like a month or 2 months?
Yeah. Maybe someone can do the math.
I wonder how much that cost Amazon over that period.
Yeah.
Probably a lot.
Okay, like I was gonna say earlier, I was listening to the radio and they're talking about the richest man in the world, and I'm pretty sure they said it was Jeff Bezos, and I was just kind of like questioning that, like, is that true? Because I'm pretty sure there's like Saudi princes that are probably trillionaires. Yeah. Like there's people that don't necessarily like publicize
how wealthy
they are, because that would not be a very smart.
They don't want to.
I do know some royals are pretty dang wealthy. Like I remember.
I've even heard the Queen. Like I'm no expert on this, but I've heard the Queen Elizabeth is
stupid rich.
Is like trillionaire, but like that's totally speculation.
Well, I mean, like, to answer these kind of questions, right? You just have to start like breaking things down in terms of prices, right?
Yeah.
And counting up like who has what, and then you have to be really specific or like sometimes more liberal about like what you can include in someone's like assets. Like I would imagine for the Queen, like some people, like there's a huge debate. Okay, I actually don't know if it's a huge debate, but I've come across it online where people talk about like the role of the Queen, right? In the Commonwealth and United Kingdom, and like they always bring up like, oh, like she's costing us money, or she actually brings in revenue because of like her holdings in all these tour sites, and there's a big debate about that. Yeah. And it's like, okay, like I can like, at the most, actually I'm talking on my ass, but like perhaps there is like a real liberal definition of what the Queen owns. And then maybe it can amount to $1 trillion.
Right. Yeah.
But
property and.
But
But there's a lot of undisclosed wealth too.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you were like somebody that had trillions of dollars, I'm sure you have so many loopholes and ways of keeping that money a secret, and which you would do. If I was a trillionaire, I would totally keep it secret.
You have everything at your fingertips at that point.
Yeah, and you're running shit. Like
you just have like a fucking Tony Stark hideout based somewhere dope, off like a cliffside overlooking an ocean, just like.
It's kind of like. Like so. This is from The Guardian. I just thought of Robert Mugabe, former Zimbabwe leader, like dictator for life, but not anymore. He got ousted, and. The thing that says right here on the opening line says Zimbabwe's leaders said to have assets of $1 billion, but that's the thing, right? Because he siphoned funds from the country over his tenure. Wow. Like, how do you really even estimate that, right? Well, so like you have to like really go down and start counting things.
What about someone like Putin too, right?
That? Yeah, like which is so obfuscated. And
like Putin would never admit how much money he has, but it could be.
Yeah, and he has no interest in doing so.
No, exactly. Yeah. Because that just looks bad upon him.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, third headline?
Yeah, let's do it.
From Time. Humpback whales have made a remarkable recovery. You guys can read these out loud too if you want. I don't know why I'm reading them.
Oh, yeah, it's closer to you, the screen.
Yeah.
Have made a remarkable recovery, giving us hope for the planet. A recent study on humpbacks that bred off the coast of Brazil and call Antarctic waters home during the summer has shown that these whales can now be found in the sort of numbers seen before the days of whaling.
You know what that just means, folks?
Really?
Wow, that's amazing. What does that mean, then?
Humans are the problem.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, the fucking problem. Yeah, we cause so much.
Like you just said, before whaling, before humans.
Oh my God,
they're like
desecrated their population.
Distinctly human activity, aside from like colossal squids that fuck with sperm whales, right? what else?
Yeah, what other competition are they out there?
Yeah, what else goes after a whale?
Great whites? Great white sharks?
I don't think a great white shark would fuck with a sperm whale.
I mean, like
maybe would they? I don't know. Yeah,
do big whales get hunted? I feel like smaller whales might be targets of like
like,
predators.
Yeah, like a beluga whale.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
get trashed.
Oh
man.
Wow, great white for
I don't
sure.
know if they'd be in the same water.
Great whites don't go up that.
Beluga's like cold water, right? So a great white.
Okay, yeah. So killer whales hunt minke whales. So whale on whale crime.
Minke whales?
Minke whales. Minke whales are like tiny, like they're found in the North Sea. Okay. So here, you know what? Just
they almost look like a dolphin from here.
Oh yeah, that thing's not very big.
Yeah.
Well, it's big, but I could definitely see a great whale.
I think they're commonly hunted in the Scandinavian countries.
Dude, how insane are great white sharks, man? I keep fucking it up.
Imagine that thing just, staring you down as you're in the ocean. Oh, Jesus.
Dude, it's game over.
Nope. I ain't making it out of this one.
Okay, not Scandinavian countries. I mean, the only source is Norway, but more like Japan and like other places. Anyways, but we went on a tangent
How did we get onto whales?
because of the headline "Humpback Whales."
Oh, right.
But,
They're gonna come back.
We're talking about how humans are the fucking problem
Yeah.
because of whaling.
Yeah, so do you think this is mainly because of coronavirus that they're coming back?
Well, let's find out.
Or has this been happening for a longer period of
I
time?
feel like this is. I mean,
it has to have been,
yeah, it's gotta. This has been a.
because
This
just
has
a
to be a
2-month
trend
period
over,
or whatever
yeah.
isn't enough to.
People are watching. They're like, they're just looking at a screen. What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't know how to summarize this more than just.
Yeah. It said COVID down there.
Well, yeah, we should just.
The keywords.
Oh, that's for another headline. Okay, let's see if I can just summarize this concisely. So pretty much just talking about the ban of commercial whaling in 1986 led to a strong recovery, and this population is thought to be around 93% of its original size. By taking away the threat of hunting and having safe spaces to survive and
93%.
thrive, humpback whales in many areas have recovered.
So wait, how is COVID tied to this?
It doesn't.
Doesn't sound like it
That
is.
doesn't sound like it does.
If that started in 1986, then.
I still stand by my statement.
Of what?
Oh,
It's just
no, it's still it's still valid because it is human. Like they stopped.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They banned
well,
humans
that is
from-
true. Yeah, you're not wrong.
wait.
Yeah, that's literally
This is the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
is that it's nothing really to do with COVID-19.
Okay, this is funny. Actually, okay, so in the
Okay.
intervening time when I refresh the page, from France 24, spraying disinfectant on the streets, as practiced in some countries, does not eliminate the new coronavirus and even poses a health risk. The World Health Organization warned
Yeah,
on
I
Sunday.
kind of wondered
Dude,
that when I saw
when I
that.
see videos
That's
of people
ridiculous.
doing that, I'm thinking, okay, but like,
Okay.
what if an infected person just walks by again?
Well, and it's just the streets. Like, what about all the door handles and like shit that people actually touch? Like,
Yeah.
I think you're less likely to get it off of the street, unless you're like touching your shoes and then
Do you
touching
think
your
this will
face.
cause a push in like automated doors so no one has to touch anything?
In countries that
Oh,
can
it-
afford it, yeah.
It's gonna push a
Probably.
lot of automated stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
What I'm looking forward for is like just more hand sanitizer stations everywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of like them.
Yeah, they're great. Like they have one in my garbage room, so that's pretty dope.
Nice.
They should put it outside the garbage room though, because it's like you gotta use the door handle to get out, and it's inside. So what I'll do is I'll
Oh,
like
you know what
open the
would be
door and
really
hold it
cool?
open, and then
that I've noticed is more and more places are using. Okay, when I mean more and more places, this is me seeing more and more places on the internet posting pictures of those doors that you open with your feet.
oh,
Those are sick. Like if you ever been to was it is it Tappenborough or like Craft Brew House whatever in
Yeah,
Olympic
I've
Village?
been there.
oh, I know craft, yeah.
Washrooms down there, you don't have to use your hands to open the door because they have that little thing on for your feet.
Oh, really?
And I think
Oh,
that's a
that's
great
awesome.
thing because like your feet are dirty, your shoes are gonna be
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
ass.
And you
We're all
always
cool with
leave your
that.
shoes like at the front door or whatever.
Yeah, and so yeah, why are we opening with our arms?
Yeah.
Weaker muscles than our legs, right?
Yeah.
I tried opening a regular
That's a good
door with
point.
my foot like the other day and like totally twisted my back up. Like,
Yeah, but you didn't have a handle.
I was
right?
trying to be
So-
stylish with it. It's just,
Were you trying to impress Monica at the same time?
no,
too?
it's just just trying to
Look,
avoid
babe,
the.
look how I opened this door for you.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Oh shit,
I didn't think I pulled some.
man.
Up
Your
the
back's so
rub,
fragile these
8535.
days. It's like all the times at work and stuff where like the older guys would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
don't lift shit by yourself and stuff. Like you'll regret it."
They're like, "Now
and
you
then you
see,
never
son.
listen, and
Now
then
you
now
see
you're
why."
like, "Oh man." you should listen."
Tsunami of what? Mental
Psychiatrists fear a tsunami of mental illness after
Oh.
lockdown. BBC.
You know, at the same time though, like okay, I
BBC.
shouldn't be insensitive, but it's like,
That's
come
what
on,
I
you're
started doing.
locked down in your house, like. You know what I mean? Like, let's get real here. Like, it could be a lot worse. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not every. Canada is pretty.
I
don't know.
think it's so easy, but okay, it's easy to take that perspective when you're doing fine though.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. Yeah.
You like it's hard to like not to shit on your
No,
take,
but you have a point.
but I do have to like
Oh, for sure.
come
Well, it's
back
like what I
to
said
that.
about introverts and extroverts. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more introverted, so for
This is
somebody-
totally like what-
Yeah, I might not even understand what someone else could,
Yeah.
be feeling from this. But yeah.
You know what I'm looking forward for? Is the first meal to have with everyone.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like,
I'm
what are we
looking-
gonna eat? Like, what is it gonna be?
I'm looking for the first pub night, man.
Oh yeah,
Just like having a nice fresh cold beer served and
where you gonna go?
ooh, maybe the Terminal New West.
Yeah,
If they're
That's
still
kind of been
open.
the spot lately.
that's
Well,
the spot.
Do you think they're still open though?
it's a good question. I think they've got a lot of money. You know, it's a pretty good establishment.
It's kind of a fixture too in US. I don't see them going away.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, you know, a lot of companies or restaurants or pubs or whatever that had to close, like I'm pretty sure a lot of them will come back. Even, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially everything that the government's been doing.
That's true.
And speaking about the government, this honestly feels like the first time in my life where I felt like the government is helping out. You know,
Yeah.
It's like-
Dude,
know
I
what you mean.
I totally agree. Like
That's actually
I've never
hilarious.
been more glad to be Canadian.
yeah, me
Yeah.
I'm glad
Well,
to be
yeah.
Canadian all the
Always
time.
been- yeah,
I
exactly.
find very few things to find out.
Never
fault at
more
being
so than
Canadian.
now.
too. No,
But damned, I feel glad that we're being taken care of.
yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Like although I didn't really get anything to go because I didn't need to, and I think that's if you don't need government assistance, you shouldn't try and play the system and get it right.
yeah,
Because,
I just want to say I was so proud not needing to take CERB
yeah,
for the first like month because I was like, okay, I still got a job.
yeah.
I'm good. I'm paying taxes. Everyone else is getting help. I don't need it because
It made me so grateful for my job too because it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't even have work, and I'm still working. You know, I'm still busy.
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
It's dope.
Puts things into perspective.
Yeah. But yeah, but everything we're talking about is going to be include the coronavirus.
It's interesting. I've talked to some people who lean more on the right side of things, and they bring up in regards to Trudeau that like that what is going on with this lockdown is kind of tyrannical, and that it is a heavy-handed approach to the situation at hand. And it makes me think that, like, I think it's easiest for to comment like that when we've come out of it as well as we'd have. Like, speaking BC at least,
But
right?
I don't see it as tyrannical at all because they never forced anyone to stay home.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it was all just
Yeah, you never had to prove why you're leaving.
Yeah,
Like, it's
no.
not like in Italy or, like, in France, like
Yeah.
in Paris. I remember hearing that, like, people that had essentially hall passes to
Yeah.
leave the street.
That's insane.
you know, like they said
Wow.
only essential services, but they didn't. You know, they didn't mandate that. Like
They didn't force
what I
it.
do is not like technically an essential service. and,
Yeah.
You know, they didn't force anybody to close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they probably implemented rules on, like restaurants had to close or at least they weren't allowed to serve in the restaurant. But
And they've also made arguments where, is it because Canadians are more sheep-like? Like, we're more willing to be shepherded in a way that, like, we were less willing to, like, stand up for our freedoms, so to say.
yeah,
And then, like, but in the way in my head, it's just, I think it's just because we have more trust in our government. Like,
Yeah, I
we're
was thinking
comfortable
that. I was gonna
with
bring that up.
taking, we're comfortable with the government taking the lead
Mhm.
and then knowing what's best for us.
Do you also think that the attitude of Canadians also come into play? Like, we're pretty easygoing as like a population compared to, let's say, America, right? Like, Americans are more hot-headed and.
Well,
Or is,
yeah,
that,
I mean,
is that being a
that's-
disingenuous statement and compared to Canadians?
I
Well,
know
I
what you're
mean,
getting
yeah.
at.
You know what I mean?
I think there's something in the American psyche that really values personal liberty.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
like
mean,
their thing. You know?
maybe you could say Canadians are just more compliant. I don't know.
yeah, like, but
Yeah.
like, but that like that can almost sound like that almost sounds like a negative in my head too, just because like
well, yeah,
I like
especially yeah.
there's like that Western mindset of like individualism, right?
Right.
And like to be compliant means to be like
But in reality, there needs to be that balance. You know, in
yeah,
times like
you
this,
do need that balance.
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, well,
You need order within the chaos, and
yeah,
and you know, throughout this whole time, I was just hoping the government would step up, which they did. You know, and so, and the measures of staying home was required. It is required. You know.
do you guys think a conservative government would have provided financial compensation?
I don't know. Well, I'd like to think so. You know,
I don't know enough about the conservative government.
yeah,
to
me
answer
neither.
that.
But
I think they would.
I think they well, the truth is they had to. You know.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because if the government did do anything, it would have been, like, who knows, man? Like,
It'd be
so many more
grim.
business would have
It'd
shut
be very
down. So
grim,
many people
yeah.
wouldn't be able to pay rent.
A
or
lot more
whatever.
people would be in
Yeah.
dire straits.
It'd be like,
Exactly. And
economic
so,
catastrophe for Canada, right?
Yeah.
you know, I don't know much about what's going on in the States, so I can't compare. But to me, it felt like the Canadian government really did step up.
What's the number of cases in the States? Over 1 million now, right? That's insane.
Last time I heard the deaths were like over 80,000, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
which is,
Whoa.
like
what's
our
that?
cases in BC have really dropped, I believe.
Okay, this is from
We're doing fairly well.
worldometer.com or .info.
But then again,
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I think in the States they're definitely doing a lot more testing. Like you can go to like those mobile test sites and stuff like that. Like we don't really have that here. So, you know what I mean? Like, I do think the States is doing a better job of testing, and that's probably why they have.
Okay, so I've heard that argument in regards to BC, and I can't help but think that like, but like, okay, this is all anecdotal, but I heard people where they've had like the urge to want to get tested, and so they've gone out, they seeked out, they called the helpline 311, and then they get directed to someone who's handling the corona cases, and then they drove up for a test the next day. And I think that like that's sufficient. Like we don't have to be testing everyone. I think we just need to test people who are at risk and who need it, right?
Yeah.
But at this point, like yes, yeah, as far as I understand, we can't do rolling tests for the whole population right now. We're far from that, but we don't need to do that.
Well, I'm sure our testing has gotten better since it started. Because when I first started, like I heard people getting turned down.
I did hear that
and just told to stay at home. Right?
So maybe with the rampant tests in America, it paints a more accurate picture versus.
That's my point. Is
right.
Right, like they're reporting more. Like the numbers are higher, but that's only because they're able to report more verified cases.
Correct.
And the U.S. has a very large population compared to us, right? So obviously they're gonna have way more cases. You know.
To answer Min's question earlier, globally there are 4.7 million cases.
Wow.
313,000 deaths.
That's a lot of deaths.
But in the USA specifically,
how many deaths again?
313,000 deaths.
Wow. How many recovered?
1.8 million.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
So that's like nearly 7 million total infected at some point. But the States has 1.5 million total cases.
Well, the total
active cases is 1 million right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So total cases is total.
Yeah, and total deaths are 90,000 in the States right now. Wow,
that's insane.
That is pretty insane. Russia's suspicious.
I don't think that's an accurate number.
Yeah, no,
at all.
What's Russia's number?
Like 2,000.
Russia's reporting at 2.5 thousand.
I haven't heard much about Russia these days.
Of course you haven't already.
They've been staying quiet.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, their whole economy is fucked right now because of oil too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like their economy is so reliant on one industry, in this particular oil, that you know how oil was trading for negative value
I heard about
a few
that.
weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's gonna shake up
Do you
your
think
economy
this hurts
bad.
Putin in any way in terms of his like?
Oh yeah,
reign over
I've heard
Russia?
reports that Putin's been getting a pretty poor polling, and like general public sentiment's kind of like
Does that affect
unhappy
him
with
though?
it, right?
Ultimately,
Oh,
is that
well, of
enough
course
to
it
like
will.
take him out?
That's an interesting
off?
question, right? Like,
You know what I mean? Ultimately,
Yeah,
I think Putin still has a strong monopoly on force in the country,
sure.
and
they
I
have
think
a very aggressive campaign.
I guess we're like, what is the breaking point for Russia as a population to do violent revolution?
everyone would have to be like, it would have to be pretty large. But when they'd go all.
It would have to be bad.
Yeah,
it would have
like
to be
really bad.
Yeah.
Like, but what is how bad? Like,
They can take a lot, right?
I,
Russians are tough. That's the stereotype.
Russians
anyway.
are tough, yeah.
But they're tough people, man.
Well, and they're proud too, right?
Yeah.
They're proud of how tough they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a fault.
And maybe the propaganda they have, they could spin it like, oh, Russians will get through this. Or,
yeah,
I don't know.
for sure.
Who made that joke? I'm trying to think of some comedian. I think it might have been Russell Peters. He was like, it was either Bill Burr or Russell Peters, and they were like, Russians? They're just scary whites.
Yeah. Yeah, like Yugoslavians in general.
Yeah, like Slavs. Yeah.
They're very every
Tough,
Yugoslavian
prideful
I've met
people.
though have
Yeah.
been really cool. Like
Oh, for sure.
I
Yeah,
really like
and we grew up
Yugoslavian
with a
people.
lot actually.
Yeah.
In our hood.
And oh man, like, have you guys ever had Serbian food?
Serbian food.
It's
Not
so
really, no.
good.
Balkan
man.
House, would that be Serbian?
That's
Yeah, well, it's
actually,
similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, dude, schnitzels.
Just like
Oh, man.
like tons of meat and like
Potatoes
just
and meat.
all the fat. It's so much
Yeah.
Count
flavor
me
and shit.
in.
Like,
Let's
man.
go.
It's like
Yo, we gotta go to Balkan House, bro.
We should do a gym
I'm
session
down.
down at Edmonton
Oh,
and
then-
do a bulk session after.
Hell yeah.
Bulking Balkan Balkan.
Shit, this
Oh,
might be.
I like that.
This might not be
We
for
should do a
a year
review
or
on that too, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait until we can do our rare burgers thing. Dude, so my mom she made burgers the
Yeah.
other week,
Oh, nice.
and I went over and I had dinner with her, and she cooked them. She undercooked them a little bit. And it was
Oh.
just so good. And I was like,
Oh man,
taking a
yo, you're
risk
making me
here,
hungry,
but
man.
it was so good.
Yeah, take a risk for flavor.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's like good beef or whatever, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good cuts.
I know, like down in the Fraser Health, they only allow a restaurant to serve like medium or medium rare burgers
Mm.
when that place
Makes their own.
grinds their own
Right.
beef.
Right, yeah.
They grind it right there at the location. Yeah, it's fresh as it possibly can be.
Yeah, that's the only way you could. If you just
Yeah.
buy ground beef, it's like
Dude,
super sketch.
Okay, okay, let me know if you guys. I would totally eat this. I don't know what you guys think. So in Germany, they have this dish,
What's it called?
and it's essentially it's a sandwich made with raw pork, and that raw pork has minced in onions and I think pepper,
Raw
and then it's
pork,
just
yeah.
on like a bun,
Is it cured?
If it's good pork, I guess, but
Wait, I mean, if it's
and it's
cured,
called
not
met
raw.
or
That looks pretty good.
like pork
I
here
mean,
is.
Metbrockend.
It must be some
am
pretty high quality pork
butchering that
though.
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be super high quality because
That's looks pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Pork's usually,
Oh,
like,
dude,
the
this looks
dirtiest,
delicious,
yeah.
man. Look, the guy made it a little hedgehog. Man.
man.
That's cute. This we'll save that for the viewers. And yeah, I really want to eat this because it just sounds so good. Like it just sounds so like. It's
I
one of
could
those,
see
like,
it being good.
Yeah.
If I knew that it was all clean, I'm probably.
yeah.
Yeah, like
definitely
you
eat it.
knew like the meat
Yeah,
mistakes and then
exactly.
like
Properly prepared and everything, right?
I wouldn't eat that
Totally.
shit at like a restaurant here.
Yeah.
probably.
yeah, and you definitely wouldn't go to your like local butcher's, buy already pre-grounded pork and make it at
Oh
home.
no.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Don't do that, folks.
Yeah.
Please. Don't do that.
That's a few hours on the toilet for sure.
Yeah.
Chicken met, ham met. Anyways, so
Interesting.
you guys would definitely try it.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
let's
Yeah.
try it, yeah.
If it's like
Given
yeah.
the circumstances.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. Germany seems like a pretty.
Clean place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's great. I was watching like a documentary about the I forget what you call it. Hitler had made like this huge like compound in like that in some mountain.
Well, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like
the
where
Eagle's Nest or something.
Yeah, the Eagle's Nest. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he actually only visited the Eagle's Nest a handful of times because they say he was like scared of heights.
No.
Yeah. So it was more just like a figure, like, you know, a symbol of his power.
Kilston House.
It's still, I think it's still like there. I think that they turned into a restaurant.
Yeah.
Imagine going to that restaurant and knowing like, you know, what took place.
It's history.
Yeah, it's,
history?
Yeah.
that would, dude. That would be a trip for me. Like,
Dude, we should go. We should eat there.
dude, Germany would be a pretty cool place. I'd love to go visit like all the World War II sites and stuff like that. Like,
Well, that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's so much I want to see.
oh man.
Like, even as morbid as it is, like even
Yeah, just
like,
just to be there and like feel the energy and like just knowing what took place there. It's like that's the most interesting shit to me.
Mhm.
For sure.
Or like, you know, abandoned, like any like abandoned place or
Yeah.
just I don't know.
Dan Carlin. Do you guys know Dan Carlin?
Sounds familiar.
He's a popular history podcaster.
Okay.
He does like series like Wrath of the Khans, where he covers the Mongol Empire in its like
Did he
beginnings.
narrate any documentaries?
Yeah, he narrates essentially like they're like audiobooks.
Oh, okay.
Essentially,
Mm.
his podcast because they're like 6 hours long. Each episode.
Wow. I thought we
Yeah, I
had
should
long
get into, like,
podcasts, but,
audiobooks.
he's got his beat.
Dude, has Min not gotten you on the audiobook train yet?
No.
Oh,
bud.
bruh.
Because like like I just listen to music at work, but it'd be dope to just listen to something actually like informative or whatever.
I mean, that's how I'm learning my Korean.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've been listening to this one on the history of Western philosophy,
Oh.
and they've in the coursework right now they're transitioning from the classics. And by classics, I mean like pre-Christian thinkers into like Christian thinkers, right? Like Paul, and all their names escape me at this moment. But it's really interesting to see how the logic changes from like a lot of the classical thinkers. A lot of it rested upon observation of reality and then deducing from that, or
Right.
holding what they can see in observable reality as constant truths, right? And the shift when Christianity comes in, and I'm simplifying it immensely right now, is that they've added a new concept, which is the notion that God is real and all that it is is there,
yeah.
right? And so you see the logical constructs shift away
So it's more
from.
based on just belief than.
It's not just based on belief. I mean, in a lot of ways, like a lot of like the ancient thinkers, like they had some false beliefs too, right? Like
Yeah.
like their interpretations or like their assumptions about how the mechanics of the world worked were
Right.
false from the get go.
Yeah.
And
Well, they had a much more limited understanding, right?
yeah, that's true. But I mean, you can make the same argument for like early Christian thinkers too.
Right.
But it's just interesting to see like they kind of like, I guess I actually no, now that I'm talking it out more, I'm kind of working it through more in my head. I take less issue with it, but I took issue with it in that I liked the material less when they moved to the early Christian thinkers because they were just always saying like, how does God fit in? And I'm just like, I guess for me, I'm pretty agnostic about that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that like it. No, I'm gonna have to review it now. Now that I thought out more. Okay. Anyways, this is a total tangent.
It's all good, man. Because like
Audiobooks, you should check them out.
yeah.
Main point. There
But
you
yeah, because
go.
I'm like I wouldn't really be down to just read a book or something. But
Yeah, I can't. I don't know why. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
You guys just don't like reading like text?
I don't know.
Just like,
Like last book I read was Monster. It was about like it was an autobiography of a.
you mean that chick from Florida? That
No,
murder?
no, no. It's about
Okay.
a South Central
Florida.
Los Angeles gang member.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it goes from like the start of his, like getting jumped into the gang to like through like all of his years in jail, and it's just like it's such a good book, man.
Yeah?
Like,
Who is it
holy
by?
shit. It's by what's his name? Well, okay, his nickname is Monster Cody.
Yeah.
I forget what he changed his name to though. Something Shakur. I don't know. Yeah, that's him right there. He's a beast.
Sanika
man.
Shakur?
Yeah,
Sanika. Nice.
dude. Oh my god, man.
Oh yeah, he looks like a savage.
He's like
bro.
he's an OG, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the book is so like graphic, like he
The
talks
dude
about all the people
looks
he's
scary. Yo,
yeah, man.
Brandon, you gotta take a screenshot of this dude. I
Dude,
gotta
man,
post
he looks
it.
fucking greasy.
He looks mean and greasy.
He does look mean.
Looks
though.
like
still alive, right?
angry mechanic
It doesn't say that
off an 8-hour shift. Had to do
He hasn't-
10 oil changes.
he's still around, right?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, so that's his book that you just
2007 mugshot.
dude. Yeah, if you're gonna read a book,
This has engrossed
Monster.
you. You're deep into this right now.
sorry.
You're deep into this.
Well, I read it like years ago, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was like the only book I've like read in my adult life. You know,
Really?
like after like high school and
I
shit.
feel like I just need to find a book that can grip my, focus.
this would grip your focus.
Yeah.
Oh, did they talk about like taking PCP and then going on drive-bys and shit? Like,
Oh, wow.
and like
It's just such a
Sounds
it's
like
a world that
fun.
is so foreign to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then by reading it, you almost understand their like why they go about things
Their
the way they
mindset.
do. Yeah, their mindset, right?
Interesting.
Because they've just since they were kids,
That's all they know.
they probably had no father figure, and then here's this gang that shows them respect and love, and and then they're at war with these other gangs.
Oh,
and,
I got something to tie into
and it's
that.
like your brother's just killed, and you're it's a constant fight, and and
Yeah.
like laws just don't apply to you. You're
Yeah,
out like
yeah.
like stealing G-Rise. Man, it's just insane. Like,
They live an outlaw life.
Yeah.
They live outside of the.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
a totally different world that they live in.
Yeah.
So far from ours.
yeah.
It's insane.
You know when people like wonder why and they say like why can't these people in these like tough neighborhoods just go to school, straighten up, and like follow that ladder right upwards
Right.
to
The
success.
whole community has been broken.
No, and yet I'm gonna go into that
Yeah.
right, and a lot of that has to do with the environment and kids in that environment are like sponges. They soak up what they see, right?
Yeah.
And what I got and how I got this was from watching. I was watching YouTube documentaries on pimps.
Yeah.
I forget his name. King Pimp Don Fry. King Don Fry.
Sounds like a
No,
Wait, you mean the boxer
like an
promoter?
Asian
no. Sorry. I'm totally.
King Dong Fry. That is not a pimp name by any way.
Don King? So Pimp Don King, I think.
Don King is like the.
Don King
It's
is
definitely
the-
not Don King.
It's not Don King, man.
Oh, dude, I can't even remember his
Yeah.
pimp name. I'm
Really?
sorry. No,
Yeah,
it's not that dude.
Don King. That was
Yeah.
was like Mike Tyson's manager.
Anyways, so the pimp goes into his background, his childhood, and his whole reason why he became a pimp,
Yeah.
right? So he, tough life growing up, and he saw, basically, he said he saw a pimp come up a nice car with nice girls, you know, and he's like, I want that. I want to be that. And he said it was his environment, because in his environment, it was either that, be a dope seller, you know what I mean, be a whatever, gangbanger. But he's like, that's what he wanted. So
the image was a lot more attractive.
And it ties into his environment.
It maybe seemed a lot more obtainable too than other paths that he could have gone
Exactly.
as well. Freakonomics, they did an episode that found out that the lowest member of a gang would make about the same money they would working at McDonald's. Right. They found that people higher up on the gang hierarchy, like someone who would manage like a bunch of people and like ran ran the show for a specific, you know, hood or whatever, right? They would make about the same money as a McDonald's manager. And so it's interesting that like when you look down to the finances of it, either or, you're not making a whole lot of money, but one comes with arguably a lot more social prestige and social standing in their community, or at least like depending on like people's values, like not to like generalize whole communities, but like McDonald's manager or
like OG of the
gangbanger.
I don't know. OG
like,
sounds pretty dope.
I know. That's what I mean.
Like just like, and then like that kind of touches maybe upon to what you're saying, Min, where it's like it like that's marketing in a sense, right? Like that pimp having that car, having the nice woman, having the nice clothes. That's marketing. He's marketing himself. Like he's setting a tone for what brand he is, right?
Yeah.
And when the kid sees that, and then he sees when he goes to McDonald's with his mom to get a Happy Meal, a guy in a hat with like a blue uniform, he's gonna think that for McDonald's is never gonna even factor into the equation, into his calculus to like decide where he's in. Like actually, okay, I'm super generalizing, but I'm like in that kind of hypothetical scenario, I can feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, like talking about pimps, like this one rapper that I really like called Sugar Free.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know him,
no.
But I remember watching an interview with him, and
Sugar Free.
He was talking about like kind of like the reason he became a pimp, and it's mainly because he like got his heart broken when he was younger, and just kind of like started to have like a distaste for women, I guess.
Just became a misogynist.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, which is kind of a funny way of, you know, but it's like, I don't know. I you know.
Do you guys know about Iceberg Slim?
Who's that?
No.
Is he a rapper?
No, he is a pimp who authored a book that Dave Chappelle referenced in his The Bird and Equanimity special. Towards the end of that special, Dave starts reading. I think in the beginning he reads something about Iceberg Slim, but he was a pimp who lived in Chicago, or was from Chicago, and he just talks about like, at least the excerpts that Dave, from what I remember quoting, he was just talking about like how Slim broke down women and then controlled them.
Oh yeah.
And like and it's insane because like it's insane that
mental manipulation.
Yeah, it's insane that people can have this kind of power over other people.
Oh, dude, yeah.
In the and done through the most dark of ways.
Yeah.
You know, like I can understand, like in your head, at least in my head, the notion of someone having power over someone else, if it was spun in a positive light, that seems like an easier thing to swallow and understand.
But to sell your body every day, and, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And to think that, like, all right, I've heard that there's like two different ways of pimping. Like one is like I guess they call it like popcorn pimp, where it's like you kind of get the women to love you and you're like their boyfriend kind of, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other way is just basically like through like aggression and like beating them.
Intimidation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's like Machiavelli, he's like, you rule by fear or love, right?
Yeah. So even in pimping, you have those two elements, right?
Yeah.
It's, man.
Wow.
Oh, even there's like, you guys remember that rapper Gunplay? I think he was signed under MMG, like with Rick Ross.
Was he?
He used to, I mean, he had an interview about talking about
was he a pimp?
Pimping women.
Oh, wow.
And like how he would get them into it. It's a terrible subject, but it's pretty interesting, you know. Like,
it to me, it's fucking mind blowing how like how that it can be done, and it's done through like ain't Jedi mind tricks.
No,
it's just all like gaslighting or like it's all it's all psychological, and it's insane that
I
people
feel
can
like
do
all-
that to one another.
Yeah,
and it happens.
absolutely.
It happens, and it's happening right now.
And like Gunplay would talk about like how he would like
It's nutty.
how he'd turn women out, and like when he'd start, like he would basically all their possessions were now his, right? And so every bit of money they'd get, they'd have to give to him first, and then
Yeah.
he would, you know what I mean? So when they
It's like conditioning them
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah.
but right from the start, like right when they're on board,
Yeah.
all their stuff is his.
0 to 100.
Yeah,
in
and
that
he
sense.
manages
Yeah.
everything, right? Like it's
Wow,
Oh,
I don't know, man.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it almost like the way he made it seem is like he was just turning out women that maybe you wouldn't have expected to, you know, like they aren't necessarily that damaged or anything. He just has a way with them, right?
yeah. That's
And like some
insane.
guys just have that way with women, like they have like kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, you know, like these guys that are like maybe not that like good looking or handsome, but then
Yeah.
they just have this like
Like,
confidence way
right,
about them
oh, I
that
know what
like
you mean.
women just draw to, right?
That pimp dick energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some mojo
Shit.
shit, bro.
Yo, can I take a hit on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Are they both nicotine or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, folks, I've stopped using the Juul as an update.
On to the next thing.
Yeah, what happened to your silver jewel?
I still have it. I just don't use it because they don't offer the mango flavor. They only offer mints
Oh,
and
and
tobacco,
tobacco.
and those two are my like most hated flavors.
I don't
Oh, is
mind
that because
tobacco,
of
bro.
down in the States? They like didn't.
Yeah.
Is it because of legislation changing?
Dude, it was a
like-
matter of time because
Yeah.
a while
yeah.
ago they banned flavored tobacco up here.
Yeah.
So it was just
yeah,
a matter of
Oh
time.
yeah. I was gonna say not in the States here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get
No, yeah. I couldn't get shisha.
You can't
Wow.
get grape, motherfucking.
Ming got me some.
Oh, you,
I got to hook up
Yeah.
on the DL.
oh yeah.
I have
Wow.
grape actually.
Backwards.
Let me know. I got
Oh
connections.
no, it's the
Uh, the Cramp
alpaca or whatever.
Alpaca.
Alpaca?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You mean the sheesh?
Yeah.
No,
Shisha,
I
yeah.
meant like you know backwoods.
Oh, like the
Like
roll.
the
Yeah,
fat-
yeah.
Oh,
cigar.
backwards. They don't sell backwards anymore?
No, you can get backwards.
Just
but-
not flavored.
But no, you can get flavors
Oh.
like port. Or flavors
Oh,
like
yeah. Just like tobacco.
No more grape.
yeah, no more grape, no more bubble gum,
Or
no
like
more.
you can get like I smoke Captain Black cigars. You can get like wine flavor and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like adult flavors, right?
Yeah, like that's what I meant by port. Like you know, like that
Yeah.
super sweet dessert one.
Like a port. Like you. What is that?
Port.
Like a beer.
Why do they have to
Port.
take away all the fun
Wine,
things?
wine.
Port. Oh, okay. My bad. I'm not a wine
Right.
wine
Go
guy.
for it. It's a vibe. It's actually
Dude.
super cheap.
It's basically a jewel.
yeah, basically.
It's just like a cheaper jewel.
When I pick these up, I can't help but like they feel so nice in your hand. the
Ergonomics?
brushed aluminum,
Yeah.
the weight to it, even the
Uh.
size.
Yeah.
It's all rounded. It's just like
It's
my
aesthetic.
God,
Yeah.
that feels so good. in my
Although
hand.
the jewel definitely looks better than that. The jewel. With
This
this,
is a bit clunky for me. I
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
slim the jewel was.
I
and like
agree.
you know, like the jewel has like this nice square edges and shit.
Yeah. It is a nice look.
But
Kinda
this
like an
this
Apple
thing's
product.
a beast. The Smock Nord.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that yours or mids?
It's mids.
I gave it to him.
Mine actually like went off in my pocket, and it like 'cause I had the button on, like it was on, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I guess the button was being pushed, and then all of a sudden my pocket started getting hot. Right? I was like, what the fuck?
No.
I pull it out, and the mouthpiece here had like started to melt and shit. And it was like smoking, dude.
Holy
good.
fuck,
So I like put it like outside
man.
somewhere.
Yeah. Did it end up popping or?
Nope. No.
Oh, okay.
But if it continued like that, probably it would have.
Yeah, it would've been
probably
bad.
could have exploded on my pocket.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
See, that's,
Dude,
what,
that's why they don't allow big batteries on planes.
Yeah. Like you think about it, like
Shit.
in order for like one of these things to explode, like it would take a lot of neglect, you know?
Yeah.
Like considering how long that it was going off in my pocket and it didn't explode and it was smoking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, imagine like how long I'd have to actually not notice it for it to do
Right.
that.
We'd have to do like a
But you-
Mythbusters test.
Well, no,
on
but you
that.
do see those videos online of people with their vapes and their cell phones too, just popping off on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. Imagine that happening to you.
It's freaky, man.
Well, and like a lot of people like mod their own vapes and make their own coils and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's also what can cause it if
Yeah,
they don't like do
there's
it
that
properly.
community. I do find that interesting. Like,
Yeah.
that community, like,
Like it's so, you know, I hate like because I vape, but I always kind of feel like a douchebag, you know, like especially when I had like the
That
big
guy,
one.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this one's a little more like
that guy, yeah.
the
this
vape
isn't
guy.
as like out there, you know. It's just like smaller.
It's a little more discreet. It's not like
Yeah.
you got like this
Exactly.
huge, like,
Yeah.
You're like taking
contraptions
massive
that got
clouds.
cones,
Yeah.
like,
You pull out
Yeah.
your juice and you like
Yeah,
top off
exactly.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just that whole culture is just not something I really want to be a part of. But I like
Shots
vaping.
fired.
Yeah. No offense. This is not something I drive with.
Rory, hot take: vapors suck.
Yeah, no, I don't want to piss anyone off.
Too late.
Yeah.
Yo, my
If
bro-
you vape, I vape. So what can I say bad about it?
Yeah.
Like it's just, it is what it is.
Again, I can't. I like how, so for viewers. Pre-show, the three of us were talking about how we should keep today's episode a little bit lighter on the subject.
Yeah.
I know you guys, when you said lighter, you meant like less like metaphysics.
Oh yeah,
less,
like philosophical stuff.
less
Yeah.
philosophical stuff.
I don't want to like
But I realized we still went into that, and then we also start talking about pimps.
well, wherever it takes us, man. That's
Wherever-
where
That's what
I mean,
flow bros.
natural
flow is all
flow.
about, man.
Exactly.
So we flowing, man.
Just-
If
Go
the
with the flow.
river's meandering to the left,
That's where it
just go
goes.
to the left.
Yeah.
You know? We have no paddles. We just go with the current
That's it.
Without a paddle.
without a paddle. Down Shit's Creek without a paddle. Except we're down fucking a really nice creek right now. Yeah.
The birds are singing.
We could see the horizon.
Golden hour.
You put your hand in the water, and it's cool, and you take it out, and it's warm because it's so sunny
Yeah.
outside.
You dip your feet in. It's just, shit, I hope like, cause I mean we're not even close to social distancing right now. People are gonna look at us and
That's the worst time to
shit,
sneeze.
yeah.
Well, no. First of all, sneezing is like, as a symptom, is very minor when it comes to corona. It's like in 4.5% of cases. So that
Right.
probably wasn't a sneeze.
No, and that's specifically from the vape. Sometimes it tickles my nose.
Hello.
yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of mornings I get like either allergies or just from
Oh
like
my
smoking
god!
weed.
Speaking of allergies in the morning, it got so bad to a point where I went out and bought one of those like air purifiers.
Yeah, 655 or shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
anyways, it's been working pretty good. I picked up for like
Oh yeah,
300.
yeah.
300
Yeah, we got one of
bucks
those now too.
after taxes at Canadian Tire. And
Do you guys want to wrap up the episode?
Yeah.
We're kind of just talking about
Yeah.
miscellaneous.
Yeah,
Oh,
how should we
shit.
wrap this up?
All right. Well, thank you, folks, for watching. If you are watching still,
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in. And yeah,
this is episode 4, and we'll be back here next week.
see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.